If Marcus Rashford is smiling, then Spain and the whole of Europe should start trembling. Because a happy Rashford is not just dangerous. He is catastrophic for any defense that dares to underestimate him.
That's going to say to Hansi Flick, you know, give me more game time. This is what I can do for you. He was brilliant. He looked sharp on that left-hand side. He looked pacey. He was direct. Obviously, his 2 goals are the talking point. The second one was just absolutely outstanding. But that's what Marcus Rashford has to do.
This is a player who can score goals out of nothing. Goals that silence stadiums. Goals that live forever in highlight reels. The kind that make you wonder if physics itself has been bent. He can cut inside and release a thunderbolt that travels around the world in seconds, leaving goalkeepers frozen and defenders broken. And those moments are exactly why Barcelona believe they are holding something special in their hands.
I'm not surprised. I think he's a fantastic player, great talented player. His skills are unbelievable. His finishing is unbelievable. And of course, I said in the halftime, I said to him, please score 2 goals.
Rashford is playing for his future with every match. And if he adapts, if he fully unlocks his potential, Barcelona will not just have signed a good player. They will have landed an experiment capable of breaking football itself.
And the more performances he puts on like this, the better chance he has at getting away from Manchester United, which ultimately United want, and ultimately Marcus Rashford wants. So a brilliant, brilliant performance from Rashford.
We're talking about someone who, at his very peak, scored 30 goals and 12 assists in a single season, carrying Manchester United almost on his back. The last idol born from the United Academy, a homegrown star who once represented the pride of Old Trafford, now carrying that legacy into Spain.
To go to Old Trafford and watch a game was everything. It was like gold dust. Not only watching the game, if you feel the stadium, you might think I'm weird, but I spend so much time in Old Trafford when it's silent. And if you listen, it has its own sort of surround sound echo, and it's so calming. That's when you know where your home is.
The world must not forget what happens when players leave Manchester United underestimated. Scott McTominay, dismissed as ordinary, now crowned MVP of Serie A, proving resilience can take you far.
Politano delivers. McTominay!
Anthony, ridiculed and pushed aside, has reinvented himself at Real Betis, where fans chant his name as if he were a god. Even Andre Onana, a goalkeeper mocked at every turn, is rebuilding his pride with Trabzonspor. None of them, not even close, possessed Rashford's raw ability or the expectations that have followed him since he was a teenager. And now, this English lion has awoken in Barcelona, the biggest stage of them all, a club where glory and pressure weigh equally heavy. He did not arrive just to wait on the bench as a safety net for Hansi Flick, to step in when someone gets injured. Those are not Rashford's plan, because Rashford is not a background actor. He wants the lead role. He wants protagonism, the spotlight, the weight of decisive nights, the games where critics are forced into silence after he scores.
And remember, this Barcelona side is averaging 17 shots a game, with Yamal, Lewandowski and Rafinha all getting 3 shots per game. Put Marcus Rashford in a Barcelona shirt where he's getting 3 shots a game and he's gonna score. You've also got to factor in this is a completely different league.
Performances like the one against Newcastle are not accidents. They are warnings, signals that the fire still burns inside him. The truth is simple. The talent never left. It only went quiet, waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right trust to set it free again.
Surprised me the most is how mature they all are, on the pitch. They play the game at their own tempo. That's one of the first things that I've realised, and it's you look at someone like Pedri, I think he's 22 or 23, and it's he's actually really, really young, but he's just got that much experience already playing at one of the biggest clubs in the world and, playing in some of the biggest games.
Now, Barcelona's experiment is alive, and it is growing with every match. Rashford does not want to pass through. He wants to stay. He does not want to be remembered as a transfer. He wants to be remembered as a revolution. He wants to rise once more, to show Spain and Europe that he remains England's finest. that he's still the last jewel of Manchester United's academy. And if he gets it right, if confidence and talent finally meet at the right time, Marcus Rashford will not only relaunch his career, he will break La Liga and destroy Europe. The English Lion has finally woken up. After months of doubt, questions, and criticisms about his move to Barcelona, Marcus Rashford is starting to prove why this gamble may just pay off. Many argued his transfer only happened because Barca failed to land Nico Williams. And from the first day, there were doubts over whether he could truly succeed in Spain. But today, his career has taken a turn. Rashford, unwanted at Manchester United, has arrived in Hansi Flick's side with one clear mission: to make the difference. Last season, he fell out of favor with United coach Ruben Amorim, who excluded the 27-year-old for failing to meet his standards.
Now imagine a talent like Rashford. Our team should be so much better with Rashford. But this Rashford, he has to change. If he change, we are more than welcome to put a talent like Rashford. And we need it. Even
a loan spell at Aston Villa, where Rashford scored 4 goals and delivered 6 assists in 17 games, was not enough to secure a permanent move. Amorim made it clear, Rashford had no future at Old Trafford. That decision opened the door for Barcelona. Rashford joined a season-long loan with an option to buy, and in Flick, he found the perfect coach, a man known for reviving careers. Flick has done it before. He brought Rafinha back to life.
La verdad para mí me cambió prácticamente todo. Como he dicho en otras ocasiones en entrevistas, que me iba del club antes de empezar la temporada, y el míster fue súper importante para mi cambio de pensamiento, para quedarme en el club.
Recovered Íñigo Martínez, reignited Lewandowski, and restored Pedri to his prime. Rashford is now the next project, and the truth is simple. Rashford is not a normal player. He's a player of rare talent, and at every stage of his career, he has proved it. We cannot forget his beginnings. February 2015, a dream debut in the Europa League against Midtjylland. An 18-year-old thrown into the lineup at the last minute, scoring twice in 12 minutes to save United.
Towards Memphis, bouncing around Mata to cut it back again, and Rashford has got the dream goal that he was looking for in his debut, and one he will never, ever forget.
Days later, another brace on his Premier League debut against Arsenal.
Back into the ditch, and Rashford! You couldn't make this up! I don't believe it. It's truly astonishing.
By March 2016, at just 18 years and 141 days, he was the youngest scorer in the history of the Manchester Derby.
Rashford, he's in here. He scores! Marcus Rashford takes yet another step up the ladder. And it's a lad from Manchester.
That same year, he scored for England on his debut after only 3 minutes. Seemingly overnight, a star was born.
Oh my goodness!
Rashford's rise brought silverware, the Europa League and Carabao Cup in 2017.
Winning trophies at European level, and as importantly, back in the Champions League next season. A team in red, representing the city of Manchester tonight, and representing it so well. A golden moment. Manchester United have won the Europa League. The Friends Arena in Stockholm is the end of United's rainbow.
And unforgettable moments, like his penalty in the 2018 World Cup shootout win over Colombia. England's first ever in the tournament. In 2019, he scored a stoppage-time penalty against PSG, completing one of United's most famous comebacks.
It's Rashford! And Manchester United have produced the impossible!
Of course, there were setbacks. His penalty miss in the Euro 2020 final, followed by vile abuse. His best season in 2022-23 with 30 goals and 9 assists, quickly followed by decline in 2023-24, when off-field issues and disciplinary problems overshadowed his talent.
I learned from pre-season. Like a couple of the lads was a couple of minutes late in pre-season, and it was important for him to implement them rules there and then.
Because that's unusual for you. You would never be late, would you, in any situation?
No, listen, I wasn't even that much late, but...
Was he being harsh?
No, I don't think he was being harsh, because late's late at the end of the day, but...
By late 2024, Amorim had frozen him out completely. He had become unwanted by the club that raised him.
What your reaction is to Marcus Rashford saying that he's ready for a new challenge?
I think he's right. We have here a new challenge. It's a tough one. For me, it's the biggest challenge in football because we are in a difficult situation, and I already said that this is one of the biggest clubs in the world, so this is really a new challenge and the biggest one.
But football always offers second chances. Barcelona took that chance in July 2025, bringing him into a squad already loaded with attacking firepower. Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and in September, against Newcastle, Rashford showed why this experiment might succeed. That night, he was reborn. He opened the scoring in the 58th minute with a precise header from a Koundé cross, celebrating with pure anger and relief. Just 9 minutes later, he produced the moment of the match. A thunderous strike that rattled the bar flying in, too fast for anyone to see clearly. It was his first brace in a Barcelona shirt, and the clearest message yet. Marcus Rashford is back, and if he continues like this, Barcelona may have found not just a short-term solution, but a player ready to redefine himself in Spain. After those two spectacular goals against Newcastle, the question is no longer why did Barcelona bring Rashford in, but rather how could they not? Hansi Flick explained it clearly before the match when asked about the absence of Lamine Yamal. We have Rashford. If someone in attack cannot play, he is there. He showed on Sunday how good he is, and I expect him to show it again in England. And that is exactly what Rashford did, with a Champions League brace in just 9 minutes. But the English forward has already shown he can offer much more. His ability to operate both as a center forward and from the left wing fits perfectly with Flick's tactical flexibility, making him a valuable piece for a Barca side still in transition. Against Newcastle, we finally saw him connect with Barcelona's system. Rashford's game is built on intelligent movement, a sharp reading of space, and constant mobility without the ball. He can attack inside channels or stretch the pitch wide, giving Flick options to adapt in a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, or 4-1-4-1. That versatility was exactly what led to his goals. First, ghosting away from Shard to head home Koundé's cross, then punishing Burns' mistake with one of the most powerful strikes of the night. The data confirms this was his most involved performance of the season. Rashford completed 40 passes, contributed 10 involvements in the build-up, and was second only to Lewandowski in attacking sequence involvements with 9. He also pressed hard, recording 14 defensive actions, a sign he is buying into Flick's system. His open play heat map shows heavy influence down the left half space, combining often with Fermin, Pedri, and Rafinha, exactly where Barca needed penetration. Even in moments where he struggled, a poor shot early on, a loose pass to Livramento, Rashford showed the intensity Flick demands by tracking back and cutting out a Newcastle counter. By the second half, his confidence grew, producing a devastating mix of pace, power, and precision. The header into the bottom corner highlighted his positioning, while the thunderbolt off the crossbar was a reminder of his finishing at its very best. Perhaps most telling was how much he connected with teammates. Progressive carries into the final third, switches to Rafinha, and link-ups with Pedri in midfield. His average pass length of 14 yards reflect a willingness to stretch play, while still combining in short pockets around the box. This performance showed not just a forward scoring goal, but a forward fully engaged in Flick's tactical blueprint. Rashford's ability to both create and finish, to press and defend, makes him far more than a squad option. He looks ready to be a starter, and if he maintains this level, the Rashford experiment could turn into one of the most successful bets Barcelona have made in recent years. One of Marcus Rashford's greatest assets is his understanding of space. In attacking situations, whether in positional play or in quick transitions, he knows exactly where to move and when to attack.
Onside! Surely will equalise. Yes, he does. Made by Mkhitaryan, finished by Rashford. A glorious goal by Manchester United. Ball from Mkhitaryan.
He constantly looks to exploit the gaps created by his teammates, or the space gifted by opponents when they drop too deep. From the left wing, he often darts into central areas, running behind defenders with power, usually driving forward on his dominant right foot. His speed and explosiveness make him a constant threat when the game opens up, especially through the inside channel.
Oh, it's passed off. And here's Rashford. 1-1. A mistake punished.
Rashford is not a static forward. He's not a traditional number 9 who waits for the ball in the box. He's a modern attacker, one who thrives on mobility, intelligent runs, and the ability to stretch defensive lines.
Fred, great ball. Rashford in on goal. 2-0.
His off-ball movements are sharp and purposeful, always designed to receive the ball in advantageous position. Whether it's running in behind, drifting between lines, or offering short support, Rashford profiles his body well to either finish quickly, combine with a teammate in one touch, or take on a defender with space to separate the ball from his feet at full speed. Although his raw goal scoring record has fluctuated, averaging around 0.3 goals per game and failing to surpass 8 goals per season since his career high of 30 in 2022-23, his value lies in the quality of his movements rather than the volume of his finishing. He is intelligent in how he arrives in the scoring zones, often finding space when defenders lose concentration. At Barcelona, those diagonal runs from the left or late movements from the far side can be maximized by the vision of Frankie de Jong, the cross-field deliveries of Fermin Lopez, or the quick turns of Dani Olmo and Pedri. Rashford also benefits from having Robert Lewandowski ahead of him. The Polish striker's ability to pin defenders and create second ball opportunities opens up extra space for Rashford to attack. By drifting from the weak side, he can time his runs into the box, receive in behind center backs, or combine with wingers like Lamine Yamal or Rafinha coming from the opposite flank. This interplay increases Rashford's chance to either finish directly or create assists for others. His power in the final meters and his ability to strike with precision add a direct and aggressive profile to Barcelona's attack. For a team that often struggles to break down low defensive blocks, Rashford's vertical runs and willingness to shoot provide exactly the kind of edge Flick wants. The unpredictability to turn a tight game with one movement or one shot. Marcus Rashford is not the kind of forward who beats 3 defenders in tight spaces with fancy footwork, but that does not make him less dangerous. He's not a pure dribbler, he's an accelerator, a player who receives the ball, shapes his body, and immediately drives into space with speed and power. His game is built on verticality, on turning possession into penetration, and on using his stride to transform half chances into real opportunities.
The arrival of Rashford! Oh, wow!
In the final third, Rashford's vertical runs and sharp drives allow him to break defensive lines. He prefers to carry the ball into central areas, forcing defenders to commit and leaving passing lanes open for his teammates. By attacking those inside channels, he can either create space for a shot or feed runners around him. His acceleration is often enough to put opponents on the back foot, even without relying on tricks or step-overs. Under Hansi Flick, this profile becomes crucial. Barcelona often face opponents who sit deep and defend with compact lines, and Rashford's ability to inject directness gives them a much-needed weapon. He can combine with Lewandowski, feeding off the Polish striker's movements to arrive in the box at the right time. Or he can link with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, breaking in behind when they draw defenders out wide, creating overloads in the final third. We saw this at Manchester United too, where Rashford's inside runs frequently created as many assists as goals. His willingness to drive into the box from the left made him unpredictable. He could either cut back for a teammate or unleash a powerful strike himself. The dual threat carries over to Barcelona, where players like Pedri and Dani Olmo thrive on exploiting the spaces Rashford opens. This verticality also changes the rhythm of Barcelona's attack. While much of their style is built on short passing and patient combinations, Rashford offers a direct alternative. He attracts defenders, he forces them to retreat, and in doing so, he frees up space for others to operate. He's not about statistic one-on-ones. He's about destabilizing a backline in motion. For a Barca side that sometimes struggles against low blocks, Rashford provides the disruptive element they need. Marcus Rashford is not only about goals and attacking runs. He's also an attacker who commits himself defensively. He has the energy and awareness to press in both high and mid-block systems, making him a useful piece when Barcelona want to control space without the ball. Together with Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Fermin, and Pedri, he can slot naturally into coordinated pressing structures such as the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-1-4-1, where his positioning helps create numerical superiority on the flanks. What makes Rashford even more valuable is what happens immediately after Barcelona win the ball back. He's capable of turning quickly and activating the transition with his pace and direct dribbling.
This is Rashford. Nice chop. Sight of goal from Marcus Rashford!
Under Flick, he can act as a launching player after a recovery, either by carrying the ball forward himself or by arriving from the second line to attack the box. His intensity and defensive reading also allow him to maintain the team's block high up the pitch, helping Barca recover the ball quickly after losing it. This season, Flick has gained another resource in attack, a technically skilled forward who can perform in multiple offensive positions and still contribute in defensive phases. If Rashford can reach his best version, he will become the ideal piece to strengthen a trident already built on goals. With Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Lamine Yamal leading the line, Barcelona were Europe's top scorers in the 2024-25 season, and they have already shown the same form this year, scoring 15 goals in just 5 matches. Rashford has added his part, with 2 goals and an assist, proving that he is not just filling a role, he is raising the level of an attack that already looked unstoppable. Marcus Rashford has landed in Barcelona. That is real. A team stacked with the very best players in the world. Around him is an attack that no one in Europe could match last season. And the most lethal front line on the planet, scoring 168 goals across all competitions. At the center of it is Robert Lewandowski, the best striker in world football. Alongside Lamine Yamal, the teenager already crowned by many as the best player in the game. And Rafinha, the star of last season's Champions League and arguably the most decisive Brazilian of the moment. And it doesn't stop there. Behind them is a midfield built for control and intensity. Pedri, who against Newcastle did not misplace a single pass until the 59th minute, continues to prove he's among the most precise midfielders in Europe. Fermin Lopez, the engine, covers every blade of grass, fighting with everything for the badge. Together, they offer the perfect balance of craft and heart. At the touchline stands Hansi Flick, the mastermind, a coach with a revolutionary plan who has dared to bring a player like Rashford into a system that is already overflowing with talent. That is the hallmark of genius, seeing beyond the obvious, adding a different tool to solve different types of matches. And against Newcastle, that tool made the difference. For Rashford, this is not just another transfer. This is his chance, maybe his last chance, to prove what he is truly made of. At the best team in the world, surrounded by elite teammates, he will need to give 110% just to belong, and 200% if he wants to stand out. Already in Manchester, regret is setting in. United supporters watching from their sofas have been brutal in their criticism of Ruben Amorim. They cannot understand why their coach forced out one of their symbols, letting him leave through the back door. Amorim should be sacked just for throwing Rashford away. He doesn't know what he's doing, one fan wrote online. Another kept it simple. Kicking out Rashford is reason enough to fire him. The storm has only grown louder. Amorim's situation at United was already fragile, after an inconsistent start to the season and failure to qualify for the Champions League, but Rashford's performance in Europe has broken the patience of fans. Amorim should be dismissed for the way Rashford, McTominay, and Erasmus have flourished away from him. It's unsustainable, another supporter claimed, and the chant spreading across social media is clear. Sack Amorim, bring Southgate, bring Rashford back. This is the effect Rashford has. He is inevitable. When he is on the pitch, his teammates trust him. His fans believe in him. And if he plays with a smile, he is capable of absolutely anything.